Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order the June meeting of the Delaware County Juvenile Detention Board of Managers. If we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Some housekeeping items. Joining us virtually today are Vice Chair Marie Williams and Shakima Fulmer-Townsend. Can you both just confirm that you can hear us?
I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear.
All right, excellent. And let's see. And then also we did, as usual, we had an executive session yesterday before the meeting covering matters of involving real estate and involving security. And so with that, we can move on to our next item, which is always the first round of public comment. If there are any members of the public who would like to address the board at this time, you have two opportunities. This one is for items that are specifically on our agenda for today, and then at the end can be more broadly about juvenile detention in Delaware County. So if there are any members of the public who would like to speak, please come to the mic at this time. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to an approval of the minutes of last month's meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second?
We have a motion, a second. Any questions or comments on last month's minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any,
Sorry.
no worries. Any opposed? The minutes are approved. We'll now move on to the monthly detained youth report from Juvenile Court and Probation Services. Who's covering that today?
I believe Chief DiMatteo's on.
Good evening. Sorry, Kirsten had an unexpected emergency. Can you hear me okay? Sorry.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So we have 11 juveniles in custody, 3 males and at the Delaware County Jail on direct files, and 1 female at Muncie, a direct file. The remaining juveniles are all males, and they are being held, excuse me, currently at Chester County Youth Center, Montgomery County Youth Center, Bucks County Youth Center, and Abraxas at our single bed, and then George Jr. secure as well.
All right, excellent. Any questions for Ms. DiMatteo? All right. Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to the superintendent's report. Mr. Rosari.
Thank you, Chair Madden, members of the board. Just 2 minor updates for me. As you all aware, we contracted an agency, ARC, who is handling our electronic database. I wanted to give the group an update in just terms of where we are with that. So on April 8th, our team, ARC, and our IT department met at the Detention Center to discuss project goals, and it gave ARC an opportunity to see the files and determine their internal logistics. On May 9th, they returned to our detention center to receive the files, over 200 boxes, and they transported those boxes to their scanning location. On May 28th, their scanning process began. We were sent a pilot sample of the scans ourselves, as well as the IT department, to confirm the quality of those scans. We received our first invoice June 4th. On June 10th, we had a request from our county's Defense Department. ARC was able to provide some scan records that were subpoenaed. And, we were told that the project is currently scheduled to be completed at the end of December. So things are moving along. Although the final product is done in December, they have the ability, when records are subpoenaed, to probably get it to us in a sufficient amount of time. Any questions in terms of where we are with our database? I just want to update the group. This is something that we've invested in, and it's moving the county forward. And our department in particular, move away from paper-based files and being able to have this archived database. Any questions from our group?
I had a question. What was the total cost estimate for this process?
What I can do, Vice Chair, is get that figure to you. Off the top of my head, I do not have it. But I believe it was somewhere around 90,000.
And are you able to tell us who subpoenaed the records and what they subpoena?
So yeah, our defense team reached out to me about an individual who they needed files for regarding some of the legal matters going on at a former resident.
So the county is the defendant.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions from the group? Okay, so moving forward with the second update for me, I'm looking for this board's approval. We applied, to reapply for a federal grant. We applied for a federal grant through the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. It was entitled Building Local Continuums of Care to Support Youth Success. For all youth who remember, the primary goal of this initiative of this grant was to support better outcomes for youth and families by investing more resources in prevention and intervention programming across the community continuum for care for neighborhoods that were impacted by incarceration. If we're able to reapply, and if this grant is re-endorsed by this board and ultimately county council, we aim to use this funding to convert CCLP's assessment recommendations for improvement into a comprehensive community plan for delivering and sustaining a community-based continuum of care, utilizing evidence-based prevention and intervention programs and best practices. The award of this grant is $425,000 over an 18-month period. Again, you all approved this last year in September, and County Council approved it in October. We weren't able to get the grant last amount, but it's open again, and we're hoping to reapply, looking for the board's support to be able to bring it before County Council and reapply. The due date is July 22nd.
Questions from board members?
The name of the grant again, please?
So it's Building Local Continuums of Care to Support Youth Success through OJJDP. It's a federal grant.
And are you asking for a vote now, David?
I am.
Okay.
Before we do, we have a question from Ms. Townsend.
Yes.
Did they give you any feedback from the prior application to indicate any why you weren't approved, and have those issues been addressed?
Yeah, so our federal partners did send us a document in which we can improve for our next very minor details. And just confident that we'll put together, we'll be able to solidify some of those changes and put together a comprehensive response. County does have a firm that assists with some grant management. Myself and my deputy are meeting with them tomorrow to assist with that piece. So again, I think we're in good company.
Any other questions on this? Would there be a motion to support this grant application?
So moved.
Second. We have a motion, a second. Any further questions or comments before we put it to a vote? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you, board.
Nothing else, David? Okay. All right, we'll move on to any old business from board members. Any new? Oops.
Sorry, just a quick question. This won't take long. I was curious about whether the scheduling for the subcommittee and design subcommittee, and whether or not I'd missed that, or is that pending?
Vice Chair Williams, we actually have a meeting on the 26th next week. I thought you were on invite, but I'll make sure you have it. You have it after this meeting.
Okay, I may very well. I'll look for it. It would have come from you, or who should I look for?
Would have came from council's assistant, Miss Deborah, but
Okay.
I'll have it.
Great.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Any new business from board members? Okay, if not, we'll move on to second round of public comment. Any public comment? Hearing none. Any last board member comment for today? if nothing further, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second,
We have a second. Any-
second.
Okay, we got 2 seconds. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.